Alright, let's talk about how you can use AI to learn literally any skill faster than everyone else around you. And look, this isn't about finding some cheap shortcut. This is about a whole new way of thinking about how we get better at things. So let me ask you a question and really think about it. If you had a world-class expert, a coach, a tutor, whatever you need, in your pocket, ready to help you 24/7, do you honestly think you'd still be struggling with the same stuff? Of course not, right? Well, here's the wild part. That's not a fantasy. That tool is already here. It exists right now. But the thing is, while most people are using it for, silly, trivial things, a very small group of people are using it to get a massive, almost unfair advantage. So first things first, we've got to clear up the biggest mistake people are making with these new tools. It really all comes down to why you're using AI in the first place. You've basically got two camps. On the left, that's how most people are using AI as a way out, getting it to write an email for them, do their homework, essentially to avoid doing the actual work. But the high performers, they're on the right. They are not avoiding work. They're using AI to get better at the work way faster. And this is the core idea you have to get. The goal isn't to replace learning. It's to use AI like a time machine. It's about taking years of painful, frustrating trial and error and compressing all of it down into just a few weeks. It's about getting to mastery in a fraction of the time. Which brings us to the most important part of this whole thing. It really is just one single shift in your mindset. But once you make it, oh man, everything unlocks. So here's the trap pretty much everyone falls into. We treat AI like a glorified search engine. We have a problem and we just ask it for the answer. Hey, write this code for me, or give me the solution. And here it is. This is the whole key. You have to stop saying, do this for me, and you have to start saying, train me. One of those makes you weaker and more dependent. The other one makes you smarter, stronger, and way more capable. You see, the people who are really getting ahead or commanding AI to be their personal coach, they're not asking for the fish, they're asking AI to teach them how to fish with a rocket launcher. The moment you make that flip, the results are just transformative. Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, right? Treat AI as your coach. But what does that actually look like? What do you type in the box? Well, let's get practical. Here's a simple 4-step loop that you can repeat for anything. Think of this as the engine for learning on steroids. It's just 4 parts. First, you deconstruct the skill. Then, you practice right where you're weakest. Third, you get instant feedback. And finally, you reflect and you do it all over again. Let's break them down. Step 1, deconstruct. This is so important. Instead of saying, I want to learn graphic design, you tell your AI coach to break it down into the core subskills, the 20% of the actions that are going to get you 80% of the results. This move alone saves you from wasting months on stuff that just doesn't matter. Step 2 is practice. Once your AI coach has told you what your weakest area is, you can ask it to create specific exercises just for that. It's exactly like a personal trainer who knows which muscle is lagging behind and gives you the perfect workout for it. It's targeted. Now this right here, step 3, is the superpower. Normally getting expert feedback is slow, it's expensive, sometimes it's flat out impossible. With AI, you can literally just paste in your work, your writing, your code, whatever, and get an instant high-level critique. No waiting, no sugarcoating, just pure, useful feedback. And finally, step 4, iterate. This is where you close the loop. After you've practiced and you've gotten feedback, you ask a really high-level question. Something like this forces the AI to help you think like a real expert, to see the bigger picture you might be missing, and to plan your next move with total clarity. And hey, don't think this is just for technical skills. This framework is crazy versatile. Writers, designers, musicians can use it. Coders, obviously. But you can even use it for soft skills, like practicing for a tough sales call or a leadership conversation. It works for pretty much anything. Now, before you run off and start trying this, we have to talk about the single most important rule. There is a very fine line between using AI to get better and using it as a crutch. And crossing that line is a disaster for your growth. And I'm serious, you need to pay close attention here. Because if you mess this part up, the whole system backfires. It won't just slow you down, it can actually make you worse at what you're trying to learn. Here it is. This is the critical difference. If AI is just doing the work for you, if it just hands you the answer without any struggle, you are learning nothing. That's the no growth zone. But if using AI forces you to think harder and more deeply than you would have on your own, well, that's where the magic happens. So this is the golden rule. You gotta remember this. AI should challenge your brain, not replace it. Every single time you use AI, just ask yourself, is this making me think or is it thinking for me? The answer tells you everything you need to know. So let's just zoom out for a second. The world is changing faster than ever before. Being the smartest person in the room isn't the advantage it used to be. The real advantage now is being the fastest learner. And here is the craziest part of all. For maybe the first time in human history, your learning speed is no longer fixed. It's not something you're born with. It has become a choice. A choice that depends entirely on how you use the tools right in front of you. So we'll end with this. This shift is already happening. It's not a debate anymore. The only real question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to be one of the people who uses this to get ahead? Or are you going to sit on the sidelines and watch other people just fly right by?